I'm back. Rhodes Rants for the Matrixx and Rhodes show. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe. Hit the like button. And as always, thank you guys and gals for watching our channel. Okay, we're going to talk about the terminal list. It's on my watch list right now. I finally caught up with the boys. Holy shit, that's good right now. And I've got 2 episodes of Cobra Kai Season 4 left. And then I'm going to be caught up, and this is going to be my next show. Chris Pratt, unapologetic Christian. He doesn't care. And, of course, the left-wing media, the radical media, hates him for it. Woke Twitter hates Chris Pratt. I mean, hates him, loathes him. Okay, that makes me like him even more. So, now we have the Daily Beast, which is a radical left-wing publication member of the media, that has come out, and they've completely lost their minds on this show. And we are also going to check in on the Rotten Tomatoes score, because this just shows the disconnect between loony identity politics-driven critics and the audience. How disconnected the two are, because on this show, they are wildly disconnected. This is bounding in the comics. The Daily Beast freaks out over the terminal list. Calls it a, quote, unhinged right-wing revenge fantasy. Oh my God, my feelings are hurt. Chris Pratt stars in the terminal list, which is streaming on Amazon Prime Video. The Daily Beast is freaking out about the military thriller's politically incorrect plot and villains, going so far as to call it, quote, a right-wing revenge fantasy. Good God, you can count me in. I may skip the end of Cobra Kai right now and start watching this. I don't think I'm going to, but you get the point. I'm gonna finish Cobra Kai and then get to it. The streaming series is based on Navy veteran Jack Carr's novel of the same name. And as I noted a few weeks ago, if the series stays true to the novel, then certain people might not be happy about it. Based on the early reviews, it looks like the series may indeed remain relatively faithful to the book. The best example of this so far is the June 29th review from the Daily Beast that proclaimed Chris Pratt's The Terminal List is an unhinged right-wing revenge fantasy. Son of a bitch. Whenever you read that headline, that amusingly frantic, you can only hope that what follows is filled with as much frantic panic. Thankfully, the review does not disappoint. The first line is a doozy that sets the tone. The terminal list features Chris Pratt going on a vengefully homicidal due in part to a serious medical condition in Amazon's latest, which follows in the tradition of Jack Ryan and Jack Reacher by delivering gung-ho macho action tailor-made for 40-something Call of Duty players. My God, count me in. Count me in. And the next line that finishes out the opening paragraph is just as good. Still, if this adaptation of Jack Carr's novel mostly fits itself into a particular dad entertainment streaming niche, it also, to a large extent, comes off as a wet dream for militia-minded anti-establishment kooks, replete with Pratt performance as a Navy SEAL who responds to injustice by murdering the guilty with extreme prejudice. That sounds freaking fantastic. I can't wait to see it now. Look at all the buzzwords and phrases. Macho, 40-something Call of Duty players, dad entertainment, and of course the best one of all, wet dream for militia-minded anti-establishment kooks. I'm in. I'm totally in. I can't wait to see this now. This is the Daily Beast at its very worst/best. It's possible to pick out something hysterical in nearly every paragraph, but the last one contains one of the best gems. Quote, the terminal list decision to posit Reese's reign of terror as virtuous is ultimately its defining characteristic, affording a window onto a conservative America mindset that views the government as inherently corrupt, it is, and anti-soldier, and lone wolf military men as the only figures capable of making the world a more honorable place. Check, 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 check. That sounds great. I have no idea how accurately that sums up the series, but it sure does offer some insight into the author's mindset. So if you want to chuckle, go read the whole thing. Other media outlets have also given the Terminal List poor reviews. They haven't come close to the Daily Beast's level hysteria, but there are lines suggesting they aren't happy with the series veering away from the leftist narrative. For instance, June 29th, The Hollywood Reporter wrote, each episode could have been trimmed to 15 minutes with no loss of nuance or characterization, and I suspect it would have been made the series target demo, tuning in for the patriotically waving flags, substance-free military jargon, and very rare, tautly edited suspense set piece just as happy. On June 30th, Variety opined, quote, Reese's story is baleful, and it's made clear to us that he's fighting the establishment as much as he's fighting for revenge, but if this series were an opt to desensitize us against military violence, it couldn't have been made more effectively. Still, not every review was so negative. Collider gave it a decent review, while also providing legitimate critiques of it. Regardless of whether the series is good or bad, the Daily Beast decrying it as a, quote, unhinged right-wing revenge fantasy tells us that the Terminal List isn't going to please the woke. So if nothing else, at least it has that going for it, and that might be enough to get viewers to flock in. Okay, well, let's look. Look at this. Look at this, folks. 34% critics scored, 92%. A 92% audience score. And I'm going to tell you, when it comes to Rotten Tomatoes, the only thing I'm going to pay attention to is the audience score. That's it. I'm not paying attention to anything the critics say, unless it's a gem like this, where a leftist media outlet loses its mind because they are so offended. I have immediately moved this up to the top of my watch list now. I have moved it up to the top of my watch list. It already looked good. I saw the trailer the other day when I was watching The Boys, and I was like, holy crap, this looks pretty good. This looks pretty good. I'm going to have to check it out. Now that I have seen that people are losing their minds over it, the wokes, the people pushing identity politics in the movie are losing their minds over this series, count me in. Count me in. I can't wait to see it now. I can't. Unhinged right wing. I can't wait to see it now. Tell me what you think if you've already seen it, if you've already started it. Tell me in the comments section below. Peace. I'm out. Till next time. Black and White Network supporters, make sure you check out the Black and White Network merchandise store. Link in the description. Use promo code USA First, all one word. USA First, all one word. 25% off now.